Hi, I'm Melissa Smith. I'm the founder and executive director of Caregiver Wellness Retreat, and this is the collaboration between the Santa Fe Public Library and Caregiver Wellness Retreat. And today we're going to just briefly talk about what mindfulness is and do one or two examples to get you rolling into the practice. Mindfulness is simply paying attention to the present moment on purpose without judgment. One of my favorite definitions comes from sort of a variation of Viktor Frankl's definition, which is that moment in which we recognize or we notice something, then there is a pause or a space between so that we have the opportunity to either act or react. Without that pause, we tend to react. With the pause, we can make a conscious choice in how we respond to our environment or a situation or to a particular emotion or sensation in our body. Mindfulness is simply, you can think of it as this huge vat of tools and options for you to use, where meditation is just one type of mindfulness tool. Mindfulness has a whole array of options for us to be able to work with emotional regulation. So let's do a really simple couple examples. So first of all, if you'll find both your feet connected to the ground, so uncrossing your legs, if you have access to that. So I do make some accessibility assumptions here, and I know we're not all able to do that. So keeping that in mind, you can listen to the cues and alter them as it makes sense for you and your body's accessibility today. So both feet onto the ground. And if you will, go ahead and take your eyes slightly off of the video, or you could even close the eyes or take a low gaze. And as you do that, you can tap your toes, wiggle them, slide your feet back and forth along the ground, just getting some awareness into your feet connecting to the earth. And begin to notice simply that connection and allowing, if you will, to imagine that your breath could drop all the way down into the ground as if it were nourishing the ground itself. Every exhale, it's like a waterfall moving into the earth and releasing, as if you had a spigot on the bottom of both feet and you could release that valve and let the tension from today, any energy or excess energy or stress, melt and move and nourish the ground underneath you. And notice how you feel. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So that grounding technique is one of many, and it's super critical, especially if you find yourself all up in your head with a lot of thoughts and a lot of anxiousness, taking the attention all the way down into the earth. You could also do the same by placing your hands on your lap and focusing on the connection of the hands to the legs or the hands to the side of the chair. And third, you could focus on the connection of your sits bones or your seat into the chair. And so just noticing how that feels, it takes the mind away from the thoughts and moves the body internally. So you're focused on the physiology of what you're experiencing on the inside. The next technique we're going to use is actually just very, very simple. It's breathing. If breathing makes you feel anxious in any way, then you can simply focus on the hands. You can rub the hands together, put the tips of the fingers together. You can put the hands on the legs or the thighs and rub so that there is some sort of tactile sensation in conjunction with the breath. And you can either take a low gaze again, or you can take the eyes just slightly off the screen. And begin by an exhale, so letting the breath release. And as you do that, noticing tension from your shoulders soften as if sand were dripping off the edge of your shoulders. And a simple breath in, breathing in the coolness of the air at the tip of the nose. And then as you exhale all the way out, without forcing, just normal breathing. And these next few rounds of breath, you will allow your expiration of breath to get just a little bit longer than your inhale. So focusing on your expiration of breath. And one more. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So the breath is that one barometer of your nervous system in which is both autonomic and controllable. So if we can increase the length of our exhale, we actually increase our relaxation response. If you increase the length of your inhale, it's more stimulating and invigorating. So depending on what you need, you can take those choices. The last one that we'll do is simply take 5. So if you're feeling anxious or stressed or concerned, or you're just needing sort of a breath break, take 5 is a good one. And it's just 5 simple breaths. We're actually going to trace it with our finger. So we'll find the outside of our thumb and breathe in, and exhale, release. As you do this, go ahead and look at your hand. Breathing in, tracing up the index finger, breathing out, tracing down. Keep going, because you'll find that your pace will be different than mine. If at all possible, letting the breath happen in and out through the nose. I know it's not always possible, but if you can, that nose filters the breath. And as you complete the 5 breaths and traced the whole hand, relax the hand that you just traced with and feel and notice, and you can close the eyes or take the eyes off the screen, but notice any sensation in the hand that you just traced. Is there an aliveness, a tingle, an awakening in the hand? And then compare it to the other side. So the other hand might feel dull, no aliveness, and just compare the difference between the right and the left hand. And then notice the dull hand a little bit longer until it starts to feel equal or the same as the other hand. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So these were just a few short exercises. I hope that you found them helpful. We will be continuing our series, and it's geared toward caregivers, but really it's obvious that mindfulness is a tool for everyone, for emotional regulation, for decreasing stress, for having a physiological response that is relaxing and or gives you the ability to respond rather than react. You can find us at caregiverwellnessretreat.com. We're a nonprofit based in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And if you sign up for our notifications, then you can learn about other free events that we do. We offer everything at no cost. So we look forward to having you join us for something, and we are so grateful for your time.